Greetings, everyone. Good time zone to you. Welcome. We're going to draft Dominaria today. Very excited to have Dominaria back. It's kind of the closest thing I get to Cube on Arena in terms of my favorite format that the platform has to offer. Coming back for a brief visit. It's not a standard set, so we got to keep that in mind. We're still playing it on our free-to-play account because that's how rolling in it we are. Our resources are high enough on this account that we can start expanding our historic collection and even drafting historic sets that we don't have 4X. If this account were lower on resources, though, I would just take it to a side account, I think, and focus on the standard stuff. So if you are tight on the budget for Arena and you're looking to play standard and draft a lot, I would actually not draft these historic sets. You want to save your resources for things that collection build. So my general philosophy for you, if you're a tight budget, medium win rate, free-to-play player, is to avoid historic drafting and stick to forward-looking standard drafting. And if you are looking for just about anything for your paper game, though, you're going to go to cardkingdom.com and you're going to check them out via my panel down below. They're my sponsor. I really appreciate their support of the stream. My viewers step up and help me out with support, but it's, you know, Card Kingdom's support is really one of the things that's convinced me that I can really keep trying to make a go of this and build on what I've got, and their support means so much to me on that front. They have a great stable of content creators like me that aren't just a who's who of the top pros, but they're different slices of the Magic community, offering different takes on Magic and different types of content. And I really love, I talk a lot about Card Kingdom's business, but I don't talk a lot about their support of people beyond me. You know, if you look at who all they sponsor out there, I just love the list. I love that they are sponsoring a far more diverse cast of content creators than a lot of card sellers are out there, and I appreciate that about them as well. So if you ever looking to buy, check them out, and check them out through my affiliate panel down below, and you can support my stream pretty directly that way. Let them know that you're buying from them after coming there from here. And yeah, let's open a pack here. We got 5,000 gold. Let's get something on screen. I've got some things to address here. Link is locked. Yes, those are the rules, D. If somebody moves a box into a position, you can't move it out of that position during this stream. But if you come up with some other move you can do it. Hey, Magic. Good morning to you. Good morning, Wizards of the Coast. People are rolling into the office about now at Wizards. Hi, everybody. Strolling through the hallways. Thank you for the host. We are here drafting Dominaria. So let's talk. So it's well known. Anybody who's watched me previously or recently knows that I lean Sultai when I draft Dominaria. There's a Sulfur Falls here. You know, if we are drafting for, we already have 4 of them. Never mind. As I say, like, we could draft that for gems or whatever. But I love this format so much. I'm going to eschew rare drafting to get the deck I love the most. Slimefoot is a great start. Generally, Sultai, your blue, black, green is where I want to be in the format, but only if I have powerful finishers. Here's what you really need for a Sultai deck to work in the format. You need to be sure you have things to do to stop aggro early. Aggro is not very good, but people still play it, and if you're not ready for it, it will roll you. So you got to be careful for the Champion of the Flame Run Amok deck, and you got to make sure you've got tools in your deck to address that. You need big finishers. You need something that if you're against another Sultai style control deck, what are you going to do that's going to go over the top of what they're trying to do? So you need some big end finishers like Stowaway. You need card draw, which we don't see anything directly here, like your divinations, your dark bargains. You want to win the attrition war by, after surviving early, getting your card draw mid-game to then get to your late game with lots of mana and big stuff to do. So Soul Salvage is kind of card draw, but this is more the final piece of the puzzle that I would call out, which is recursion. Soul Salvage is probably the best recursion in the set. The most straightforward in terms of what I'm talking about, but there are other tools as well. Getting things out of your graveyard, back into your deck, into your hand. That's the inevitability that allows you to win when you make it to the late game. So that's those are the major considerations. You can't just draft. You need those pieces. Sultai is strong if you have all of those pieces, but it's only medium if you're missing any of those pieces in a big way. I just noticed my furnace kicked back on, which means I forgot to turn the heat down. That means it's going to go on and off all morning and bug the heck out of me. So I'm going to go turn it off after I take Slimefoot here and let you all consider this second pick, and I'll be right back. All right, what have we got? A conjecture. This can be fun and busted. It's actually better in the kind of the more red-blue deck, I find. Red and blue get you a lot of instants and sorceries. Not necessarily so in Sultai. Although even in Sultai it tends to be enough. I think the thing is with Sultai, I find you get a lot of sorceries. It's instants that can be tougher to come by. But there's nothing else here even really compelling. Like the opportunity cost for conjecture on the conjecture is almost nothing. Like what will we take if we don't take this? Nothing I'm happy to play, so let's snap it up. I try not to play Confessors. I was talking yesterday about how I think this is a poster child for the homelessness of the mid-range creature in the format. This one's pretty good, and we could go for it. I think I actually like Skitters better. But like this is just big enough and has enough going on with the vigilance and the trample and the alternate cost to really be a factor. But this is not a format that cares too much about 1/1s for 1 with menace or 3/3s with menace for 4. It just doesn't have a home. So the question here though, is well, there's Chronicler, which goes well in the Conjecture deck, by the way, but I think we want Kavu or Surveyor. And Surveyor is just so great because it allows for splashing in non-green decks. Green has Grow from the Ashes most predominantly as a way to fix outside of Surveyors. But Surveyors are basically the only non-green way to fix in the set, which is what makes it incredibly powerful and would allow us to like splash a Slimefoot. Like we could play black-blue, splashing Slimefoot if we take a Surveyor, but we can't really play Slimefoot without a Surveyor unless we're at least base green. So yeah, Surveyor is much harder to replace, even though this is ostensibly a more powerful in a vacuum type card. Yeah, Jaikerman, I hear you, but this is too valuable to me early on when I'm not even sure. Like we could be in a spot where we abandon Slimefoot. Like if let's say we pick up next pick like some wizard, anyway. To me, this is the more, it's worth it to be more flexible at this point in the draft. So we're going to take Skitters to stay nice and flexible. But here, I just want a Divination. This Fire Fist Adept is tempting, as is a Soul Salvage. But Divination is in the, like I said, you need, it's one of the key categories of Sultai cards that you need. You need card draw, removal, or interaction, I should say. Not necessarily just removal. You could use bounce or whatever. But you want card draw, interaction, early defense, and late game finisher recursion. So we'll take Divination. Thank you, Nubble. Appreciate that. Omnivore grows quite nicely with Slimefoot if we end up that Sultai direction. Again, we can be blue-black, ending up splashing the Stowaway at this point, if that's how it plays out. It's that or the Spider. Spider's another card I like a lot. there's a lot of 4-powered flyers in the set. Actually, you've got the common Windrake that can 7 mana kick into a 4/4. You've got the 4/4 rare that we played with yesterday, the vampire. You've got Urgaros, is it? The uncommon 4-power flyer. Anyway, a lot of 4-powered flyers. So Mammoth Spider slots really importantly in this set. But Omnivore, I think, is just the more generically powerful card, especially with the Slimefoot in the pile. So we're going to take that. No, I don't like the Paladin. Not at all. I didn't even mention it because I don't like it that much. That's the 4/2, right? For 4. I don't like 2-powered things for 4 mana. I almost have never seen one that I like. Here we have 3 cards that really leap out at me. We've got Syncopate, which I like a lot. We talked yesterday about how much better this is on the play. When you can go turn 1 island, turn 2 another land, and they're still on 1 land, and they untap and try to play a 2-drop and you syncopate it, it feels quite mighty. But when you do that on the draw, and they've already got 2 lands as you're playing your second, and they've played something, you can feel like it's bad. But we do have a Fungal Infection, which I would say is one of the cards that helps early. So is Syncopate. That's, I want to call out the cards that allow you to survive aggro early in the format without being useless late. And that would be like, here we got Syncopate, Fungal Infection, and Gitu Chronicler all fit in that category to me. I love the Chronicler and the Skin Witch because they both come down as really effective blockers as 1/3 for 2 against aggro, but against not aggro, you just don't play them, and then you get to use them as these late game 6-drops that are very good. Yeah, and I think we're going to go with Infection over Dark Bargain because we already have the Divination. Infection just does a lot of surprising work in the format, and it makes Saprolings, and we're kind of heading towards that a little. Maybe a lot. Another Fungal Infection. Maybe if I knew another one was coming, we would pick differently last pick, but given what we knew, I still like the pick we made. We're going to take another one, though. When you take a Journey Mage, it's not even too late to end up in red-blue wizards in some respects, but I think our power is growing in the black end of things, and I love being base black. It has all the tools I want to succeed in the format in terms of, the Dark Bargain plus the removal is just what makes black sing in this format, because one color gives you 2 of those critical things you need for success in the Sultai approach. On that front, here's the Skin Witch. This we're just talking about the Skin Witch, along with the Chronicler as 1/3s for 2 that stop aggro, but ideally you cast them on 6 and wreck them. Dimir spells can be a thing. Yeah, like, can we conjecture in Dimir? Sure. Like I was saying, the one of the problems tends to be instants, but now we have 2 Fungal Infections. Now these aren't great. But if you're copying Fungal Infections on Chapter 3, -2/-2 doesn't stink. Two Saprolings doesn't stink. So anyway, and we picked up the Soul Salvage on the wheel. So coming up Millhouse here, this is great for us. And we can pick up a Snapper. If we don't find a finisher we truly love, we can look to compare a Snapper with the Arcane Flight, and that, flying 5/6 hexproofs tend to win games. Broken Bond. We're not really, at this point, we're going to try and find another Surveyor and splash the Stowaway. Rescue is occasionally playable, especially with great sagas. I want to call out the saga interaction here. Rescue is not generally, it's pretty narrow. So I try not to play these, but the time where you could or would or be like, okay, this is an acceptable 23rd is in particular if you have really good sagas, because you can set full control as you head into your main phase. And as your Chapter 3 saga goes on the stack, you can rescue it, bring it back to your hand, and start the whole saga over again. So just keep that in mind. And then you combine that, plus the ability to save a creature, plus maybe you have some ETB effects. Like, you can get enough going on with Rescue to make it playable if you need some playables. Yeah, like we could even take Rescue for the conjecture on that front. We are going to take it. Like, the potential for Rescue is better to me than even the Evangel, although we could take a 2-drop, We might just end up deciding we need 2 I think there'll be more chances at rescues. I would be far more sad if we came to the end of the draft realizing we had no 2s besides this, than if we were like, oh, we didn't get a rescue, you know. So I'm going to take the 2 drop. Hope we don't play it, but we'll take it. This is just gems. We're not going to be red at this point. Oh, look, it's which one of these will I not play? I have played Cabal Paladins before, but I'm never happy about it, and I would really want to have some historic going on to at least take advantage of that clause. The real problem with your 4/2s for 4, as the drum has been beaten many times, is that it just trades down to, you know, your Cabal Evangel says, yeah, bring it, Paladin. It's like they've spent 2 and you spent 4 and you can't attack, or else you'll trade for a 2-drop. Like, it's just not good enough, but we will throw it in the board. I don't think we're playing that either. Might as well throw that in the board. A lot of stuff up top that has nothing to do with us. Basically, a non-Sultai first 4, which really stinks. But this is your premier defense against early aggro. Vicious Offering. We're going to grab this over the Divination. Vicious Offering, if you're black and you're trying to fill those boxes that I'm talking about to make sure that your Sultai deck is good, Vicious Offering is kind of your windmill slam, especially because it scales, and especially with eventual, you know, Saprolings, where you can have that. Sometimes early on, -2/-2 is plenty. They try to put that aura on their 1/1 champion or whatever, and you blow them out. It feels so good. But then late, if they've got a 5/5 flyer that you're just going to die to, you can take care of that as well. So Offering is amazing, and we're going to happily grab it first pick here. And then Daydu rewarded. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, now we're going to try and make this work. Which is to say, we're going to play things. We're going to try to play the spells that allow us to cast this. We really want another Skitters. We probably won't find one anymore in this pack. Maybe next pack. Tough to get a Skitters even pack 3. With the bots really respect the Skitters. So, but yeah, we're going to slam Muldrotha and try to make that happen. We actually have... I don't love Torgar. I think Torgar is just medium. But Torgar's at its best medium in decks that are going to produce some Saprolings that can be chewed up. So we'll take Torgar, try and wheel like the Infection or the Opt or the Envoy or something like that. Torgar's okay. I think Torgar's always just okay. There's Ancient Animus for some removal. You know, we don't... we have the Vicious Offering, but beyond that, like, we're pretty low on removal. We do want to recast stuff, like with Muldrotha, so we should keep like Muldrotha likes Blood Tallow Candle, for example. You know, we'll try and wheel a Blood Tallow Candle and play that. Yeah, Funky, but we'll try and wheel that, right? We don't want to take that here. Yeah, we can take Homrid, but that'll wheel as well. I think we just want to take a Spider here, get our first Spider. Thorn Elemental, reasonable as well, but we don't... I think we're finding our inevitability. We don't need... Thorn Elemental is a good inevitability category card. But I'm going to take a Spider. I want first Spider over the 7-drop. There's another Snapper. Not playing the Glider. We could... I don't want to play the... I want to try and splash the green here, which maybe means I shouldn't have taken the Spider. But... At the same time, hopefully if we get another Surveyor, we'll be fine on the green and we can go a little deeper on this splash, but it's not gonna make me... But this is why I see people... I think this is just why the Compass sees all this play, because of drafts like ours. Those of you who hung out with me yesterday saw that I named one of my offline decks Adulting, because I had a blue-black deck with no Skittering Surveyor, and I declined to splash an awesome... black-white card or something, and an awesome green-black or green-blue card, and I think people play the Compass just because they get tempted into it when they have Muldrotha or whatever, or some incredible splash and no skitters. Compass is not a card. This is why I would love it if this set had some, just a little M20 style injection of ETB tapped dual lands. But what does that leave us here? We can take Guardians. Sometimes you want to replay a Guardians does the trick too, except you can't get Chapter 3. Like, you can Guardians a Saga back and then skip out on Chapter 3, which I guess is probably the best thing here, but I'm going to put it in the board and try not to play it. Arcanist is not as good as the Chronicler or the Skin Witch in terms of 1/3s for 2 that do something else, but it is perfectly playable. It's better, much better than Drudge Sentinel, and it stops 2/2s, which is really, primarily what you're trying to do to make sure that the random aggro red or aggro white deck doesn't roll over you. So we'll take an Arcanist here, and it's fine. Yeah, blue might be the splash. We can figure that out too, as we see what else this the last half of this draft has to offer. On that front, Adventurous Impulse, if we end up heavy green, could help us find Muldrotha and Slimefoot. Don't love Gift. I think we'll wheel one of these. Yeah, we could. Well, I don't know if it's gems. There's 2 of 4, so we could take it. But yeah, maybe in the spirit of like, hey, we're collection building here as well. There's nothing here that's so important that we can't just grab a Glorious Rebirth. Just work on our 4X a little bit there. All right, pick 8. We get another fungal infection, making me really wish we had. I don't even remember what the choice was between, but I wish we took the other one now. 3 fungal infections is still playable. It's good enough. We can bounce Guardians of Koilos one after another indefinitely. Oh, bouncing Skittering Surveyor with Guardians is fun. I mean, it's not that huge, but it's something to do. We could take a Primordial Worm, but yeah, I guess we'd rather have a 7/6 for 6 if we end up heavy green. But I'm putting it in the board for right now. Yeah, we've already got one. Like, are we playing? I don't know if we're playing 1, much less 2, so didn't worry about it. 2 weak but playable cards. They both, ideally in your best blue decks in the format, you don't play Befuddle. In your best black decks in the format, you don't play Divest. But both are fine to okay to find 19th through 23rd type cards. Sometimes you can just get a 2-for-1 out of Befuddle. Sometimes it saves some damage on turn 3 when you don't have anything else to do and stops a big attack. No, Vero, like if you're just trying to survive to the mid to late game where your value cards start to take over, yeah, like that's a good point. If I don't right now, I don't think we were even playing this, but if we do, because I think Befuddle, the presence of Conjecture is a great reason to take Befuddle. The fact that we're definitely black and we don't know if we're heavy blue or if we're secondary blue or secondary green is a reasonable reason to take Divest. But I'll take Befuddle for now. Yeah, a simple cantrip Fog, if you slot that in somewhere in 3, 4, or 5 or something as you're just trying to survive, gaining 4 life and drawing a card is not the worst. Again, it's not part of your best blue decks in the format, but you can do a lot worse. We'll take Ooze here. Although Sage maybe works. I've never really played Sage, and I think it may be trying to make a bad card decent to think in terms of Muldrotha, but Sacrifice, Skitter, Surveyor, Recast with Muldrotha is a thing, and it's Vault Progress, and the other cards are garbage, so I'll take it and put it in the board, and then we'll keep thinking about that. Hammered Explorer also has some synergies with our deck, but is also weak enough that I'm hoping not to play it. Good time zone, Mabinap. Maybe we can even play that somehow, like Curator's Ward onto Skittering Surveyor that gets sacrificed by the Sage while Muldrotha's in play. Sure, it's a plan. I didn't say it was a good one. Well, Zaid says, I think you got to think about this this heavy blue thing. Try to splash that there, green, Ryan. We're definitely going to take Zaid. And that makes me, between Skittering Surveyor, I really, like, I'm not sure there's a rare that could be in the rare slot that would make me take it over a Skittering Surveyor pick 2 here if there's a Surveyor next pick. Come on. Come on. One time. No, but we do get a very nice settle the score over a second Torgar or a second Skin Witch or a first Syncopate. This is great. This is in the removal like interaction. Whew. All right, more of that, please. But Skittles, like, we just have a couple more packs where it's even possible. We might even be past it now, but yeah, I think so. Now we have Divination. Did we get a? All right, we don't have that much. Maybe we want another Divination over an Urgoros. How do we feel about our win cons? We've got Muldrotha, Zaid, Torgar. Maybe we don't need the Urgoros, but Urgoros is pretty good. Yeah, we can look curve view. I think Zaid says we are not splashing blue. Zaid says blue is our second color and we are splashing green. And I think that just brings me to a bit of a sad divination over this tempting Urgoros. We may cut this. I'm not going to cut it yet. I mean, Torgar isn't a 6. It's or even an 8. It's ideally it'll be a 4 for us. No real consideration for final parting. I would take it and put it in the board. I think it's too clunky against the aggro that does exist in the format. But if this were best of 3, I could see taking it and bringing it out of the board against mirror matches, grindy mirror matches where you're going to get to the mid game and be happy to get Muldrotha and throw something in the yard for it. Yeah, also 2 of 4 antiquities, so we could increase our collection with that pick. I think I want to take Divination or Urgoros here. And I'm going to go with Divination. This is such a good card, though. Yeah, Media, it's not unplayable. It's just pretty clunky, and I just really want to put it in the board, or I want to feel like, okay, I just didn't get anything else that's powerful, so I got to do this. All right, grown-up pick. That was hard. I didn't like making that pick. It was hard. Sappy, in case we end up... I don't think we want a literal 4th fungal infection. 3 is about the most. I think 2 is ideal. 3 if you don't have other interaction, but now we kind of do. Between Vicious, Settle, and 2 fungals. So I'm going to spec this late here on the Sap Herd because our opportunity cost is an Animus and an Evangel. I really don't like the Crozen Druid. I think in the matches where, like, if you're in a matchup where you kick it for 10 life, the 10 life doesn't matter because you're in a grindy attrition battle, and who cares about your life total? And if you're against aggro, you don't really have time to do this to stabilize. Yeah, we could also just take Evangel if we thought, hey, we know we're black. We already might be playing this one, but with 3 fungals, these are kind of like a 2-drop because you shrink their... Let's say they attack with a 3-2. You shrink it to a 2-1 and you block with your 1-1. So these fungal infections play a lot like 2-drops in terms of 2-drop creatures in terms of how they interact in combat. So I feel pretty good about that part. And so I'll take the Sapherd on spec here. Servant is not a 1/3 for 2 that I'm really looking for. But we can take... Yeah, that's a good point. Servant does offer something that could cheat out Zahid, but I like playing good artifacts to do that. Playing weak ones is... yeah, we can take gems. I think I have 4 of those. No, I don't have any of them. We could take... I'll do... It's not gems, but I'll call it collection building. This is a reasonable spot to take a Soothsayer, although an Arcane Flight gives us a Coldwater Snapper play, but we have enough going on late game that we're not trying to do... I play Coldwater Snapper, Arcane Flight when I don't get things like Muldrotha and Zahid. You know, this is what you do when you fail to find the rare stuff, right? But we have some play at 4. We'll take the Soothsayer. Soothsayer's pretty clunky. I think it'll prove to be just okay. Retort here over... I mean, you take a Construct again to try and support Zahid, but that's not worth it. Or you can do Construct. I mean, this is where you can get silly. I mean, you can conceive of board states where you have a Sage of Latnam, Aspiring Construct, and Muldrotha, and you just kind of go to town over time. But at that point, you're just getting cute, and you should be able to win with Muldrotha and a lot of mana almost no matter what. So let's just take a Wizard's Retort. Hard counters are good in this format, especially if you're main blue. Here's a Blood Tallow Candle for us to grab. That's a nice place. I was a little worried we weren't going to get one, and it's really a nice... I don't love... This is one that's a borderline playable. This is like a 23rd, 24th, 25th type card for me in the abstract, and then it moves up just enough with Muldrotha that I really want one, so I'm glad we got one. Yeah, and it also supports Zahid, exactly. So it's a good deck for it. I'm not usually excited about that card, but in this case, I'm actively excited. Gaia's Blessing is more likely to make the cut for us than Corrosive Ooze. Although, yeah, we're still looking on a green splash here. Power Stone Shard on the maybe. You just take War Chief. Vault Progress. If we're not playing the Shard, we're not. We'll take Vault Progress. Doesn't matter. I guess we'll take a Rat Colony in case we decide we need another 2-drop, 2-power, but this is the better one here if we need that. Here's a Final Parting that we'll take and probably not play, although, yeah, Muldrotha or Soul Salvage plus Final Parting is not the worst. Maybe if we get to like 6-0, we start playing the... not that I'm predicting 6-0, but then, I'm just saying later I get in the format with a good record, the more I think I'm going to be facing Sultai grindy decks, in which case the Final Parting becomes a lot more appealing. All right, even got a grind there. Let me make a note of that. It's my little reminder to get my spreadsheet going. 20 on the grind, January 7th. Free play rank Dom. And we're going to be black, blue, green here. Looks like we paid 5,000 in gold to play, no gems. And the net remains to be seen. Nope, no spoilers, no preview cards for me. I'm going to cut the green that we don't want to actively splash. We are going to be a 3-source Surveyor, 2 forest splash, but even that is so much better than 3 forests or just 2 forests. Oh, so much better. And and then it looks like that's our deck, right? Like we have to, what is it? What's our split here? 11, 12. That's a little concerning, but we're heavily in on the infections here. Got to play one Stinky Evangel if we stick with this build. Hammer it. What are our weakest cards? Like Evangel, Explorer, Befuddle. Conjecture may be weak because of what we have, but let's see. We have, I want to count instants here. Let's, instants and sorceries that we like can go over here. Oh, here's an instant. Yeah, that's good to get back to, although you don't, it's not worth doubling or anything. Oh, we got all these fungal infections. Yeah, it's worth playing. We'll get value out of the conjecture. Okay, that's good. Curator's Ward is in, so then there's the the category of cute cards that we could play to make Muldrotha interesting, right? And like there's these, but at that point it just feels like you're playing bad cards to try and make them good with a combo that you don't need to do that with. You just let's just not get cute. Let's just be straightforward. Thank you, Cardinator. Yeah, that's the thing. You get cute, and then suddenly you have a cute card in your hand when you're trying to not get run over by the person trying aggro in the format, right? And you don't want to be there. Hammered Explorer is pretty weak, but I don't like it over. I don't like anything else over it here. So I guess this is our deck. Let me go done and come back and look at it reset. We're gonna take this down and go up on swamps or islands. We've got the Wizard's Retort that wants double blue, but the fungal infections want to make sure we have swamps early. Only need one though. I'm gonna go with an extra swamp. Although we have Zahid too. When Zahid's cheap though, yeah, one extra swamp seems correct to me. Muldrotha art. Well, the opponent doesn't see Muldrotha, and neither does anybody like watching on YouTube or whatever. So what do we think? Does that look good? It's a little, Soothsayer's a little rough here, although you know it combos with Slimefoot, but you know we only have the 11 natural creatures plus fungal infections. But I guess I just find Soothsayer ended up underwhelming me. Like if I could change Soothsayer for just the Deathbloom Thallid, 2 and a black, 3/2 when it dies, make a Saproling token, I would rather have that. Yeah, we can put whatever we want there. Let's just call it recursion. Or how about recursive? Recursive. We could Mammoth Spider. The thing is, it's green, and I'd rather have a reliable Soothsayer on 4 than an unreliable Mammoth Spider, I think. But let's keep that in mind. Maybe we'll hit some places where we realize, oh man, we just need a Spider in this deck. That's good, Mabinap. I'll go with that. Mabinap wins. Just naming another Magic card that makes a good joke. I like it. I'll adjust my info here momentarily. Get that going. All right. Yeah, I'll run a par poll for you if you want that. Hold on. We'll keep this. Don't love it, but it's got well, do we keep this? It's got a Homrid on 4 and a Tallow on 1, but it doesn't do anything on 1. Ugh. We could get run over if we keep this. But if we're up against a slower deck, this is fine-ish. And we got to settle. I'm going to be greedy and keep. But if you mulliganed, I wouldn't blame you. I think it's a pretty greedy keep, but I'm going for it. Maybe that'll affect your par pull numbers. Here's your par pull. We're going to draw a Zaid and a land, and it'll all be fine. Island, unless it's followed by a mountain, is probably a good sign for our ability to survive until we get to some good stuff. I'm Jelly. I want that Surveyor. Soul Salvage is all right, especially if we Homrid to Explorer ourselves. All right, we milled our garbage creature and 2 other ones that aren't garbage that we could get back with Soul Salvage if we want. And we can't cast our buddy Slimefoot yet. We don't want to, you know, like what else are we doing here? So either we do nothing this turn, or we get Slimefoot and Soothsayer back. I think we do that. They're both solid cards. We could even get Evangel back if we just wanted to cast something this turn. But what does it do? It trades with one of their 2/2s. Nah, let's just get Slimy and Thallid. Have some Fungus Thallid for dinner. Yeah, that's reasonable. If you wanted to get the 2-drop to power out Torgar, that's okay too. But I'm not really in any hurry here. We'll just hard cast Torgar later. Hey, right on time. Although, let's be clear here, they've got some scary looking open mana. If it's a, let's say if it's a Syncopate, they can Syncopate for 4, which does in fact counter basically anything we could do. But if we get Syncopated, Slimefoot is exiled and we can't get it back with Muldrotha. That's pretty harsh. We could lead with Soothsayer to try and draw out counters, but the thing is they know about Slimefoot. So unless we're waiting to try and cast Slimefoot in a way that gets around it, Syncopate specifically, we shouldn't bother waiting. And if it's not Syncopate, if it's any of the other counters, it just goes to the graveyard and we eventually get it back with Muldrotha if we play ourselves right. So, yeah, we could also Torgar, but it's additional cost to cast. So if they counter Torgar, our board is empty, and I can't risk that as well. So I don't want to sack for Torgar and get Torgar countered and have an empty board. That seems unacceptable. So we're either on cast Soothsayer as the most conservative play, or cast Slimefoot and accept the fate if we happen to get Syncopated. I'm going to go Slimefoot since they know about it. If they didn't know about these, I would lead with Soothsayer, but they know we have Slimefoot, so if they had Syncopate, they would just wait anyway. And we got there. All right. Robert says Syncopate is just so bad. You think Syncopate's one of my favorite cards in the format. Not that I think it's the best, but I love how it slots in the format. I find Syncopate highly playable. Yeah, now we get the Muldrotha while their shields are down. And Coldwater Snapper can stare at a 6/6. Yesterday I was running a a deck that had 4 of them, but I wasn't happy about it. David, I ran them because I felt we really didn't have alternatives. I was not happy about it, but generally I'm happy at 2, happy at 3. Oh, bad for us. Sure. Okay, Robert. I couldn't tell from what you were saying. No, I only had 3, so we could not pay for Syncopate in that spot. But again, because they knew we had it, I didn't feel like playing around it made any sense, because they would just choose to let the Soothsayer resolve and hold to counter our Slimefoot. Let's see. This is like the one thing I was worried about. But we do have, and we've already used our Soul Salvage. Let's see, do we have any other way to recur it if we let that go? Yes, because we can conjecture back Soul Salvage and then Soul Salvage back Muldrotha. So I am going to... I'll take it here. We'll sack it to Torgar. Yeah. I worked it through. Initially just figuring out if we could even get it back if it was dead. And now that I see that we can, we'll sack it to Torgar, and that's a good move. Yeah, we could also do block and sack with Soothsayer if we wanted another card. Maybe that's the way to go, since now we can hard cast Torgar. Yeah, lost abilities. Just a stupid defender. I like the line suggested in terms of Soothsayer and then chump and draw a card. That's better than, like, who cares about cheap Torgar? That's not the point here. Tough part's going to be getting hit for 6 lifelink in the air next turn. Yeah, that's true. Great point on our life total barely matters because... no, it lets us go to 10. We don't get to go to 20. That'd be real good if we could go back to 20. All right, let's execute. The other thing we could do is create a Slimefoot token, but we'll start doing that next. And yes, we will wait until they've taken their big life gain hit here to play Torgar. All right, what else do we have? Do we have any instants in there? No instants yet. We'll put the Befuddle in the yard before we conjecture. Well, yeah, all right. They're going to get us for some damage. Ooh, we can Skin Witch them here instead. What does that do for us? We're taking this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, we can Skin Witch and Chump Sack. Let's do that. And this is why Skin Witch is so good. Like, we would not be happy about 6 mana Oppo, discards 2. That's ridiculous. But 6 mana discard 2, make a 1/3 that you can do so many things with in this format is one of its major factors. We could try and take this thing out with the 3-3-2-3 block and see what, if anything, they do on defense, and then sack in case of disaster. No, yeah, if they go Sarah's Wings, we're pretty toast. Like, we just can't really beat that, so I'm not worried too much about it because we can't beat it, so we're not going to play around it, other than try and beat them before they can find it. So let's pass to blockers. So see, we can do this. Just throw it all on and see how they... Because I would give up Soothsayer. Also, we're getting the... we're going to get our thing back. I'm going to do this. Let's try and kill it. See what they do. Yeah, Arcane Flight could beat us. I mean, Coldwater Snapper plus help is a real thing. All right, so we'll go ahead and we're going to get the damage. We'll eat the Skin Witch. All right, Fungal Infection is nice. It's going to help us manage this go wide they've got going on in a way that they might not see coming. I think we try to go one more turn here before Torgar. Because, let's see, this turn, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have Fungal Infection, Befuddle, and 1 Slimefoot activation. Or 2 Saprolings. I think we have a lot to do at instant speed here. Just going to pass, and we'll manage their attack. Snapper is rough, but we're going to chump that. You know, it's a tough attack, but we have... Oh, wow. Okay, Oppo not pressuring us, which is great. I mean, this is just... I don't even... It's like perfect. Thank you, Oppo. And I'm going to Befuddle rather than Fungal, and we'll get back Befuddle with Conjecture. Fungal is going to be great if we get into some serious combat here. Mike wants 2 tokens plus Infection. I went for the Befuddle 1 token. Divination is nice too for the eventual Mirari turn. But I think we start... Let's see. They're going to do that. We still have the Infection. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can do Conjecture, Divination, Infection this turn. Yeah, Mike, you're probably right. I was just trying to get an instant I liked better in the yard. You know, trying to use this. I think I was kind of greedy with my mentality about how I was going to use Infection, but I think you're right, Mike. I didn't play that last turn optimally. Yeah, we'll get Soul Salvage. That's true. So that part doesn't matter as much. What about just Omnivore here? Let's go to combat. We're not going to attack. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I kind of like 4 on the Omnivore, and then we have Infection, make 1 token. And they don't seem super interested in attacking anyway. I'm always going optimal, but sometimes we stumble. I feel like we need to go into a higher gear though, they're gonna find something to kill us with Cold Water Snapper. So we got to be careful here. I'm kind of lollygagging in a way that's going to cost us the game. So I do want to figure out how to flip this around and apply pressure. Tragic Poet. What's that going to get him? Triumph? Yeah, like Triumph and Deep Freeze are both... But so we'll just kill the Poet with the Infection. Yeah. So now I'm glad I have that Infection, Mike. See? I totally did it right. Wow, they didn't even attack with... Yeah, because they knew that... I guess they knew we could kill it. But we'll do that and make the 1/1. All right, now I'm feeling good. We got another mana, too, which does not stink in this stage of things. And we have Divination... sorry, we have Conjecture plus Torgar here is now our new plan. New plan, everybody. We'll do Torgar for 4... Although we could 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we made one of these, we'd have 6. We could sack all 3. Torgar would be 2, leaving us with 4. And that's not enough to conjecture this turn. Whereas if we just Torgar here for 4, we end up with 6 left, and we can still conjecture and have a Thallid Omnivore sack. So I'm going to do that. We'll Torgar for 4. And then conjecture. Or conjecture, then Torgar. We could get the Infection back as well. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to take the Infection back. With this board, seems pretty powerful to be able to do something about one of those. We could even... we used up too much black, but could have infected in Torgard. But I'll stick with the plan. Wow, it's messing me up. I'm glad I had an hourglass there. Yeah, that was just... I was expecting it to be more helpful to me there, and it just wasn't. And then suddenly I was low on time. So we'll do this. Get them to 10. We'll try and wait for Chapter 3 both to fire Divination and Infection if we can help it. Heck, if we can wait till all of this, we will. 6, 7. What do you think they're up to? Do you care if we lose Torgar here? I don't. And if we do this... they could just be like 1 charge away from it surviving, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, let's go ahead, because if they have a trick and these don't trade, we still can make endless series of chumps. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually fine with this. And I'm glad we didn't put more on because Adamant Will wasn't going to save it. I mean, Adamant Will would have meant that no amount would have been enough. And we have the Soul Salvage to get it back anyway, right? Right. We're going to get Muldrotha, Torgar, and that's not a bad... we could also just get... Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7. We could get Muldrotha and Skin Witch and just kick the Skin Witch this turn. Kind of like that. Oh yeah, that's true. We can well, the thing with Soul Salvage, if we get Muldrotha back, we get all the creatures back. We don't need to worry about massive Soul Salvaging. So let's do the Soul Salvage this turn. Wait. Can I do it this way? Wait. Oh, don't screw this up, Ryan. Come on. Muldrotha, Skin Witch. I just wanted this fungal infection to stay live. Only a couple islands, but that's good for us. Yeah, rope makes me sweat. This cold water snapper makes me sweat. We're still not, like, we have so much advantage here, but none of it does anything about a 6/7 or 7/8 flying vigilant lifelink or whatever. So, oh good, not even making us use the fungal infection right now. And now we get a monster turn where we just have to avoid decking ourselves. Like, I almost don't want to do the divination, or we might deck. So yeah, let's double infect, double settle. I think so. I think we just want to go nuts and then try to take over with Muldrotha next turn pretty heavily. I mean, if I am going to divinate, I should do it. And I guess we have the time. I should have done this first if I was going to do it. And no green cards to draw that we care about. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 4. And then we get double fungal. Quadruple fungal. And then we can even send in Omnivore now. Just kill the 2/2. All right. Almost 6x fungal if I tapped differently, or we needed more land at different points. We didn't really actually have that play. So this can become a 7/7, which is enough for a snapper. So yeah, we send in Omnivore now too, which is fun. Yeah, I couldn't play the land. And we'll even drop an Arcanist. I guess... Nah, actually, I won't. Let's leave Omnivore activations. Yeah, it was a nice turn. We didn't even play our Muldrotha. But still a little nervous, but now less so. We have the go wide now to even beat something good on Snapper. Yeah, we called it, right? I told you. Like, we still were not out of the woods. Man, after all that, losing to that is something, but we're also not dead because they have Thallid Omnivore is kind of must block. So we're not even dead yet. Unless they come up with another thing to chump the Omnivore, we're not dead. All right. Yeah, even with 17, like we can get to 17 with all we have, so they have to block. Right? I mean, between fungal infection and everything, it's gotta be lethal. Certainly we have no other choice. This is our play. It's, you know. Yeah, I guess I should have dropped the 2-drop. I figured the fungal infection would make it okay. Wow, did we just wait? Oh, I guess with that, yeah, that's weird. So, well, I'm just going to do it. Let's see. Now I got to work it out. So we need to get this to 17, 16, 15, 14, 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We just get it. We don't even need to do anything else unless we feel like... So wait, that's 5, 6, 7. We do have one more activation. So we can do this and then activate Omnivore a bunch. Yeah, saplings first. Sorry, thank you. It doesn't even matter. We have Xaxes anyway. Like, unless this is something we win. So all of you worried that I'm doing things in the wrong order, as long as I don't let them get lifelink off Slimefoot, we win. Sack new sapling, sack old sapling. You guys, it doesn't matter. Slimefoot and 6 other things wins unless that last card in their hand is relevant. Yeah, there's things that might be an issue, but we can't really play around them, so we're not. I love Dominaria. All right, we're 1 game in. 1 game in, everybody. 1 game in. Yeah, Oppo must be mad they hadn't drawn wing. I mean, we'd been nervous about wings for what, like 7 turns. So we got lucky there, no question. Oppo had a really nice, unbeatable endgame plan. They just didn't find it in time. Actually, is not a great start, but we're going to keep it. Has all 3 of our mana, and if we find get lucky and find an artifact early, we get Zahid. But we can't cast anything in our hand currently until 4, but we're also going first, so that also makes me feel better about not getting run over. So we're going to keep this on the strength of our mana distribution. And try and draw some useful things to do. Well, we were in control of that game, but we were in control knowing that that there were a handful of cards that no matter, you could give us our whole deck and we still couldn't beat. Okay, well now we get Soothsayer on 4 or Homerid Explorer on 4, and we didn't get run over by aggro, so we were not punished for keeping a slow but well-managed hand. Evangel, you're terrible and late. It's a bad combo, lady. Terrible and late. But we'll eat you with Soothsayer if we can help it. I'm going to go with... let's go with Homerid Explorer. It can attack. Maybe they counter it? Okay. If they want to counter it, that's also cool. Not a super important creature. They still didn't do anything, so we still may be getting countered here. We could open on Evangel to try and pick it off, but Evangel actually beats Syncopate, and I'd rather just draw out the Syncopate with Soothsayer. No problem. Go ahead and take it. Just don't counter our Zahid when we get that going. I'm not sad about either of those. Oh, they have wizard mana, you're right, Mike. So Cabal didn't even beat Syncopate, which means I could have put it out there hoping that they syncopated that instead. That's why I didn't play it, because I thought they wouldn't bother syncopating it, but you're right that they might have, so I could have done that. Well, we're going to try this now, although let's pretend we have stuff there, Auto Tapper. Well, that paused. Maybe they just didn't want to bother countering a creature that can't even attack on this board. Oh no, they just had Dark Bargain. Wish I had a Wizard's Retort for that. You can, well, we can try and just get the things that matter, but like countering card draw can really matter in these grindy matchups. Yeah, this is rough. We're falling behind and need to find some of our own grindy advantage stuff. Doesn't really qualify, but I guess we'll infect an Arcanist with nothing much better to do here. And then we can consider Torgaring. That's fine too, honestly. Yeah, I could wait until after damage. They still would have countered it though. Like, what do I gain by waiting? That's fair. Do we want to offer the Arcanist? Let's see. Nothing in there. Nothing good in there. I think we'll save the Vicious Offering. That's true. Puts him off counterspell mana, but what are we actually going to do? I guess we find an island, we'd be happy to resolve a Zahid. I just feel like we might want this, but all right. I mean, Smock wants to save. Mike was use it. I think the chance of resolving a Zahid is worth it, although we need an island off the top. That's not exactly the most likely. Man, they have outdrawn us by a million. But we do get to resolve a Slimefoot. Maybe that'll be enough. But what I really expect is that dude is going to die now. And I think we got to get rid of the retort and hope that our big stuff resolves and is enough. I'm thinking we've been so out-advantaged this game between Dark Bargain, Divination, that we're not likely to win. We are just so out-carded at this point that my expectation is that they're going to have the tools to beat us, but we're going to make them have it. It's possible they just don't have those said tools. This turn we're going to make a make a Slimefoot Sap, and then we can consider Torgaring next turn. At least they currently don't have a great... Yeah, I mean, when Eldest Reborn gets back a 1/3, you gotta count your lucky stars there. I'm not going to bother chumping because I want to make a sap to use to get Torgar going. Or try. They seem heavily counterspelled. Oh, hello. Well, Torgar is not that great anymore. But Zahid plus Torgar is still relevant here, so we're going to assume that's our eventual plan. Conjecture will get us back. We don't have any sorceries in there yet. Eventually, we hope to do something. But I guess right now, we're just making more saps. And I'm going to take this again so that even if they tap down our island again and we don't draw a land, we can still Torgar next turn. Yeah, if we had played Torgar, it would have meant sacrificing Slimefoot. Because, yeah, playing Torgar would mean sacking Slimefoot, and I didn't want to do that. Oh, now they let this go as well. That's super interesting. You can go, like... Doesn't matter if they tap any of these either. So let's go to combat, see if they want to tap something. I guess I don't want them to let them... Well, even if they tap land, it doesn't matter. Don't care if they tap land. So, yes, we could just play Torgar for... let's see, they have 8 Syncopate mana. So if they have Syncopate, they can Syncopate anything we do. With 3 cards. Because what we can do, we can either... we can take Torgar, sack 1. We can also make 1 and sack 2. Like, right? Because we could get, or we could make 1 and sack all 3. Is that any good? I don't know if that's good. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, no blocker, but we gain a lot of life anyway. I mean, we get 3 out of this. And it drains them a bit. Maybe this was wrong, but this is what I'm doing. Yeah, if they countered, it's rough, but that was the case anyway, which is part of why I'm doing this. Like, I felt like we couldn't really beat a counter anyway. Oh yeah, Cardboard Live logged out. Let me re-log. Hold on. Oh god. Good job, Oppo. I love that combo. Hopefully that helps. You should be able to get Cardboard Live back now. And we're in trouble now. Do we even have to let let Torgar go? I think we have to let Torgar go because it's more important to make tokens to chump. Yeah, there we go. There's the janky combo that I too have fallen back on as a win con. I think we're now really it's Icy. I love Oppo's deck. I love Rona getting back. Eldest Reborn is so clutch, so good. And I guess here, with what we're looking at, we should go ahead and make a token here, because we may draw another land and get another token out of it. I think we're losing this one, though. This is just a slow march towards inevitable doom against this setup they've got. I played the land, even I could have held it to discard, but I guess I'm just trying to make saps. I don't know, waiting to die mostly. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Well, it's been the slow march. The march has sped up with the incoming arcane flight, but what are we getting rid of? We have no chance. We have no chance. What am I even doing? Like, we can't beat Icy with a flying hexproof. Another island gives us a flyer to get tapped down by Icy to lose to flying hexproof. So I'm gonna move on. We can't win. We have no tools to win here. There's just, I don't see a sequence. So we draw an island and play our flyer. Then what? We lose. So I don't know. There was no win there. I don't think that was an early scoop, but super safe would be just to play it out. But, you know, we're streaming here, and that was no longer very interesting. It was just... truly inevitable. What was a mistake, Jikerman? Hey, Nantuko, 13th month resub. Thank you. Appa goes first. We got a Skitters. We're going to keep this and hope to drop a turn 3 Surveyor. Hey, the L. Are you the L guy? Not sure how you want that pronounced. I liked your deck too. I love our deck. I think our deck is great, but you had the goods on us. Good game. Third pick Icy? Which pack? Pack 2, I suppose in the context of Pack 2, the bots have settled into their colors. They may have augmented the... between color preference and bomb-y stuff in their colors, I could see color-preferenced bots picking something over Icy, but it seems incorrect. Yeah, how things going out there, Nantuko? I'm worried about. I have friends in Australia, and I actually got a friend from Australia who's from Seattle who moved to Australia, who's coming back to Seattle to evacuate today. God. Yeah, we Skitters here over Slimefoot. And let's see, we've got our one forest. We have a second island, so let's get a second swamp. Next turn, you're going to see how sweet Befuddle is. We're going to try. They might have a response, but we're going to try. And then if that doesn't work, I guess we have to fall back on settling a score. But Befuddle, not a great card, but sometimes you can do some real work with it. We have the opportunity here, but they have 4 cards and 5 mana. So this might not work, but we're sure going to try. They could have a, you know, +3/+3 trample, but whatever. We're trading for something here. It's all good. We're only giving up a Skittering Surveyor and a Cantrip, so no matter what happens here, we're pretty happy. Yeah, no problem. That's a fine sequence for us. Settle. If Settle were an instant, that would be nice. It is not. Do we want to hold up Wizard's Retort? No. Next turn we get Slimefoot with Wizard's Retort up. So we really just want to do Explorer, Omnivore, or Score here. And if we settle the Score, that's kind of sad. But Jousting, I see a lot of people trying to play Jousting Lance in a deck like ours, where I think it's not good. You just don't need it. But Jousting Lance is good against us. This, like, we're about to use premium removal on a dumb 3/1 because we can't really do much about it. otherwise, and then they're just going to move it to this and make another 5 power first striker that's tough for us to deal with. It's first strike, man. But you just mean take this and play the other one? Yeah, let's do this just to start filling our yard anyway. Let's see what we get. Bunch of lands. Actually, that's good. That was a pretty good mill for us. We're at 12 though. They play a historic spell, tap the Explorer. Yeah, infection. We got 3 infections. Let's find one. Well, are we about to lose to aggro? Let's see. What are we going to do? We need to... because this can turn this into extra shock. Oh yeah, maybe we just need to get infection back. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that's correct, Tron. That's how desperate we are. Because it's not even enough. Like, settle the score kills it too, but infection kills it and gets us a creature to threaten the Vandal with, or at least chump the Trapper with. So I think you are correct. We're going to do that, and we're not going to let auto tap screw us, though. They know we have it, but we get to wait, so they can't do any, like, re-equipping or anything. So if they're going to do that... that's fine. Okay, they want to do it this way. If they had not attacked with the Knight, we would have just shrunk and killed the Trapper instead, and then untapped and settled the score. Basically, we're going to settle the score here with whatever... Are they going to go for... Okay. Okay. Alright, they can add a third creature. I understand the play a lot. That's... Oh, and we get lucky there. Is this enough? It should be enough to survive again. And then maybe we can survive to untap and settle twice, which would be quite amazing. If we do Slimefoot... shrink and block. Yeah, let's do Slimefoot with infection ready. And we even get Wizard's Retort to boot. Oof. Okay. That might... Oh, we're still not dead. It looks like we are. Maybe we are dead. Are we just dead? We might be dead now. We got to do this. And this. And I'm sad. They had just enough to get us. I hate losing to Boros in this format, because I think Boros is largely garbage as in its like its position in the format. Like, it's not... It can do that. It can do that. It's just, I think you're like 35-40% to win with that type of deck, and I just want to be on the control side. Yeah. Well, this deck is so much better than 1 and 3, but Magic is Magic. We're going to try and just get to 7 and 2, of course, but we're now up against it. Now one tiny bit of variance can take this sweet deck we have and flush it, and if that happens, I will be not salty, because we're making good decisions overall. I've had little suboptimal plays and minor punts, but overall I think we're making good draft decisions and good line decisions, and we'll take what comes. Great. Muldrotha is a ways from doing much, but Arcanist on 2 into Divination on 3 is a fine place to start. Yeah, Infection is crazy at how good it is against... I wonder if they'll take Muldrotha or the Soothsayer. Probably Muldrotha, but it's okay. We've got our eventual Soul Salvage. Just a retort. Had a couple of opportunities to draft Syncopates that didn't make sense at the time to take them there. Oh yeah, I could have used, but I didn't want to tap the Arcanist because it just blocks the ooze, and like I don't even care if they want to use a trick to take out the Arcanist. That's fine. Like, that's appealing to me. That's not the best trick because it keeps something permanent on it. Wow, we've got a Diamond Drafter running Compass. This is Diamond, right? Do not respect the Compass. Here, we'll just play the Soothsayer and take another hit from this ooze. Oh, good, another one of those. Well, I mean, lots of people can get 2 losses. I'm just surprised they're playing a Compass. Anybody can get 2 losses with an amazing deck, for example. Just trying to figure out if we're making them use the Icy to tap the Soothsayer. Yeah, I'll do that. They might not bother tapping it because they think they have Combat 1 anyway, so then maybe we'll still get the play we're looking for. And nice thing is that our primary play is Fungal Infection on the attacking ooze to turn it into a 2/2 that we then block with our 2/3. The nice thing is that we then get a Sapperling, and we can Vicious Offering as a backup plan if they have something else going on. Or we do it all here. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so we want to get blocking first. Oh, they still might Icy, though. No, they didn't. Okay. Quick, get to blockers. Yeah, and then we'll kill Rada as well. I wanted to draw a card, but killing Rada seems fine. Well, that's all they're getting back, so that's not bad. We have a soul salvage of our own. Skitters is nice as well. We'll do soul salvage skitters here. Or do we have a second? Yeah, we have an Arcanist. We can at least get 2 things. And at least Arcanist can be sacked to Soothsayer for some value, even if it's not valuable as a 1/3 that taps for instant sorcery mana. Soothsayer Muldrotha Skitters is nice. That's a combo. That's a real thing. Yeah, Mike's calling that one out. Do you want to just chump here, given that we're going to be looping it anyway? I think we'll just draw a card. We'll take the 3 here and draw a card off Skitters. Interesting. Okay, with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I really don't want to get Muldrotha like discarded off of a lucky Skin Witch off the top, but I'm gonna risk it because here we can even save it. Here's why I'll do it. I'm gonna play Arcanist. Mike just wants to Muldrotha here. Well, yeah, but they're just gonna tap it. It's not really gonna block. I'm going to go with my plan. I'm going to go with the Rube Goldberg engine instead. Because if they happen to rip a Skin Witch and kick it, what we can do is sack Surveyor to draw a card and then discard Befuddle and whatever we draw and still have Muldrotha. I'm going to do this first to see if they have anything, because if they somehow stop this in a way I'm not thinking of, then I don't want them to... I don't want to block and lose. Okay, there's... Apparently sometimes Befuddle causes them to just scoop it up. All you saying I should play Muldrotha, how about win the game off the Befuddle play? Huh? Nobody came up with that. Yeah, we could have drawn a fungal. I have to keep that in mind. If we're drawing cards, I want to make sure I keep swamps up for the instant speed infection if we draw it. Oh, good question. Did they ever use Icy? They did some weird stuff where they presumed that they had good attacks and didn't bother using Icy. But I think, no, they did. They tapped our Surveyor or whatever. Yeah, marching up the X2 bracket best we can. I'm going to take a quick bio break, and then we will continue to ascend, okay? Okay, here, I'll put the deck up so you can stare at it, and then I'll be right back. You're going to stare at an ad, those of you who don't sub, though. Sub, and you won't get these ads when I go away for a bio break. Be right back. APO Dionysus says, I want to know if the black draw 3 is good. You mean draw 3, discard 1? Yeah, it's good. It's an instant for one thing, so you can wait till end of turn. But it's one of the reasons that black is such an effective color in the format, because you don't need blue to get your divinations. You can have the one you're talking about and removal, and that's kind of what partly what makes black green sing so much, is that black has card draw, so you don't need to rely on blue for it. Oh, sorry, I thought we were talking about Dominaria. Anyway, here we go. Back in. Thanks for the follow. I'll get you one of these days, East. Hey, East! Shop at Card Kingdom. There you go, you've been advertised at. Ha ha. Ideally we use Surveyor to find our green, but we're going to keep, since we can use it to find blue, get our divination on. We have a fungal infection to stop a super early rush, and a settle the score to stop anything medium. And without cardkingdom.com, your place for all of your physical Magic the Gathering needs. You can check out their store from my panels down below, or in the notes on the YouTube video. A lot of swamps. Okay, fine. We'll go get us an island. And we'll have to find one of our 2 forests some other way. Yeah, I'll block. If you've got, you want to use tools to take out a skittering surveyor, I say go for it. Oh, sure, now you show up, island. Well, let's divinate, and we still have the fungal infection. And we could even use that. Next turn. They're going for this free attack thing, but befuddling. All right. Well, we're gonna make them wish they had that befuddle, I hope. Well, they didn't attack anyway. We're gonna double infect that. Wonder if we can do it when they're attacking, though. Somehow get them. If we wait, though, they might get us with some sort of response. This isn't even that great of a card. Historic spell. Creature card 3. See, like, right now it doesn't even do anything. It's just a 2/2 flyer. It's not that big a deal. I almost want to just play the Soothsayer and see what they want to do from here. Take a hit from Teshar in the air. So I'm going to do that. I just don't think Teshar is actually that important. One of the weaker legendaries at rare for limited, just because it's a lot of work to build around that for limited. Well, that one we're just gonna do some score settling on, I expect. 4 color. Probably have a Grow from the Ashes in here somewhere, but they've managed to find, sure, 4 of their 5 lands are different. Must be nice. Yeah, there's some looping you can do with Teshar, right? But there's a lot of setup cost there. Yeah, I bet they have a compass in there. Because, hey, it would activate Teshar. Okay, this is an interesting spot that I think we're gonna... Well, maybe it's not that interesting because we can't actually end up... I was thinking we could settle the Sphinx, attack with both, and lure them into an attack where we kill Teshar, but then what does that do? It doesn't actually do anything because 2 Saprolings still don't block the Servant very well. That being said, I still like... No. It's so weird. Why would it leave it blue open? I don't even understand why it would leave blue open when I have 2 fungal infections in hand. That is so weird. Yikes. I guess we can attack with 1, and then if they don't block it... Alright, well maybe they'll attack. Let's see what they do here. Thing is, we can just take this out for sure. I'm not sure what they're up to here. And frankly, when I see a sketchy looking deck like this with a lot going on, a lot of different colors, I am going to just go ahead and take Teshar out now. Especially since if Soothsayer lives, we can start getting some cards back off of these dorks. Now we'll start getting cards back off of these dorks by chumping their Grun. What do we have for that Grun now? Let's see. Vicious Offering could get it done. Blood Tallow Candle. Befuddle with his trigger on the stack would be pretty funny. Make it a 2/5. And other than that, we just need to try and get big. So yeah, we're chumping a lot here until we find something. But good news, as long as we have this Soothsayer out, we're not just chumping, we're actually slowly drawing extra cards to try and find a real answer. So our big concern is anything that could give Grun trample or flying. Interesting that they're not even bothering. So, like, I could keep it... If I didn't want to draw, I could just wait. But I think we're going to draw. We need to find some stuff. Yeah, I'm going to use up my mana and do it once more, even. Like, we got to find something here. All right, with Divination, Settle, we have our answer with Mirari. So let's go dip, 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 dip. And we have Conjecture Retort up and Infections coming back. Yeah, we're definitely going to settle ×2. Settle, settle. Yes, please. It's got to survive. And Retort helps with that. We just have to keep facing off on these. Let's see if they don't bother with Grun again. They keep not sending Grun. I guess in this spot I understand because we could actually block and kill it. In this case, though, we're just going to go ahead and take the 5 and see about retorting anything they try. Hello, Candle. Man, that almost makes me want to take Divination, but I'll still take Settle the Score. You could infect and trade Soothsayer for 4/4. What are we talking about? The Pardic Wanderer? Go Surveyor, Soothsayer, 1/1, block the Wanderer. Well, we don't need to worry about any of that now, right? We're in great shape with the Candle and the score coming up. Pause on their end, and they have nothing on the battlefield to cause that pause, so they've got some sort of instant in hand. We should keep that in mind. At all times, Fluffy? No, I use tools like untapped.gg. That's what I use to look at my my deck. So like if I, let me show you my screen for a second. Here's what I see. Here's my left monitor, and then if I click on my deck, I can see a list of my deck through that feature. Now then. One, two, three, four, five, six. We have 8 mana. We want 3 for this, which leaves us with 5, which isn't even enough to Blood Tallow. Do we have a wizard? No, none of these are wizards. I think you can just counter the same one twice, Jikerman. I don't think it's a non-bow. It's not like you're not allowed to re-counter the same spell on the stack. I'm going to let that happen, and I'm going to block with Skitters and eat. I just want to keep this Wizard's Retort up, and I can't do that if I activate the fungal, activate the candle. Exactly. Let's settle the score on the 2 big boys, and then we get to save this candle for future purposes. All right, well, I don't know if they have syncopates or what. I mean, we have the retort, so it'll still do its thing, but let's go like this. What are they doing? Nothing? I don't know what's going on here. Well, still, I'd still counter their counter if they had something to stop this. That seems worth countering. Yeah. Yeah, we can send in the one. If they want to block, we'll fungally infect here. They know we have it. Because then if they don't block, we can block. We can have this to block on the crackback. Really don't mind them using a seal away there. Oh, I should have sacked it. Sorry, I was a little distracted. I should have sacked for a card, absolutely. But I was distracted there. Sometimes it's hard to stream. I was thinking about what some others were saying. They don't have that kicked, so they got a big 8/8. But we turn it into a 3/3 and then a 2/2, and then it can just block it. And we can even, let's see, that requires 7 total mana. We have 9, 10, 9, 8, 7. So we can even still do it with divination and land. So we're going to go divination first. I mean, we could kick this to get rid of their last card, but I'm going to do this. Kick and chump sack. Yeah, I suppose we could do that if we were worried about this final card. Well, let's start with the divination. Since we can still do it all regardless of what we choose, let's start with the divination. Befuddle's interesting, because now we'll do the kick sack, and then we have Befuddle, Fungal Infection, Candle, and that 8/8 shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, not a bad... I guess we made the right call, everybody. We made the right call, everybody! Right, Robert? That's why I love this format. 11 mana, and we're still struggling to figure out how to spend it all. Yeah, given this mana base, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Grow from the Ashes yet, but who knows? Oh, they discarded Karn's Temporal Sundering, which they could have cast because of Slyn. Sorry. Let's get on this. Block. Sack. We have, like, a lot of ways. Now we have to use some of our action there, but we're overflowing with ways to deal with stuff right now. This is something else. Yeah, we're 100% instant, as Mike points out. 12 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can literally do it all. So we just got to figure out what that is. Okay. Candle on Slyn makes a 3/3. Yeah, so let's do that. We'll go Candle, Slyn... Candle Infect. All right, let's do this. Fungal Infection here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Candle here. I should block. Well, no, I need to create some blockers. Okay, so then we go. Here. Here. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Stop. You go here. You go here. I just, that was what I meant to do. I just didn't get it locked in yet. We're fine. And then we're going to throw this at Joda. Felling 8/8s, no problem. I'll drop the Arcanist, and then we actually still have action with Befuddle and Fungal Infection on this Knight of Grace. And they showed us they have nothing, which is very kind. Means we just get to, we can fire this off, no worries. Hey, look at that! It's our friend Muldroda. I'm gonna sack the Arcanist and draw a card. We don't need that. Dude, we just need to not deck ourselves here. 10 cards left in library. Nice. All right. Another fun, hard-fought win. A lot of grindy wins with this format and decks like this, of course. Made it to 50-50 no matter what, even if we get unlucky or get outplayed or outdecked. Got halfway, got to our 50-50. Nice keep here. All right. Let's divinate. It's a race to the witching. Unfortunately, they have the lead. No, I don't want to tap Arcanist. Why do you want me to tap Arcanist? In case I find, like, the... I just want to block with the Arcanist. I know, but we don't even need, like, who cares? Like, let's say we drew an infection there. I'd still rather just block, you know, and rather than take the chance and take 3 if we miss, like, we got to just hold it up and prevent 3 no matter what. At this point, I'm just hoping we don't get witched, although we got some we could ditch, I would ditch Swamp and, like, Befuddle, and we'd be okay. Brace yourselves, though. Okay, Marwyn. Now I'll take one of those infections. This gets us our green. And then we can decide what we want to do. I don't think... did I play a land this turn? Can't remember. But certainly we want that lovely, lovely forest. All right, now we have Befuddle through Arcanist, so this is pretty good. We could even attack with the Omnivore. They don't have good blocks, and Befuddle gives us some good blocks on a crackback, so I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Omnivore. If they try to like go crazy, we have the Befuddle to really punish them. And this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people like this card. I'm unimpressed because it's too slow for this to be good against aggro, and it's too irrelevant in the grindy control matchup. So, like, I don't care that they're gaining 10. It just doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, they've played an 8-mana 2/3. That's great for us. We could Befuddle here for the card draw, but I think with this board we can actually make use of it as a combat trick. So I'm gonna, yeah, I mean, it's playable. It's not unplayable, but people actually like it. I'm just saying, yeah, you can grudgingly play just about any 2/3 for 3 that has some ability. I just wouldn't be, it's not something I'm excited about, whereas some people think like, yeah, this is a solid card. To me, it's like, ugh, have to play a druid because I didn't quite get there on the playables I wanted. Candle is awesome with Muldrotha. But actually, let's see. As long as we can withstand the witch, let's get their last 2 cards. Then I think we just win. Like they have to find something pretty spectacular to recover from getting their last 2 cards blown away with this hand. I really try not to play it invincible. I try not. But if I'm just saying that the floor on a 2/3 for 3 with an ability is such that you can play them without embarrassment. You know what I mean? Well, we get to Candle. Putting the Candle out makes it pretty clear what we're up to. We could also disguise it and just go Befuddle Vicious Offering. We turn this into a 3/7 and can shrink it even further if need be. And yeah, sorry, I had to tie my shoe. I don't know if we want to offer now, though. What's my plan here? Also, only have Divination in the yard, so Muldrotha doesn't even do that much yet. Although it could with the sack outlets here. You like Candle to threat, but still use Offering? All right, we'll send this out. I don't like Muldrotha yet. No need yet. Right now, Muldrotha is just a 6/6, basically, until we start doing Thallid Omnivore abuses. Let's start with this block and then see what they want to do. Well, the befuddle plan says, how are we actually killing it though on the befuddle plan? If we go befuddle and then do the offering, that's what you want to do? All right, we'll start here. There's a lot of ways to try this, but this card was the question mark. Yeah, I should have used Arcanist mana. Messing up again. But let's see. We're going to go... We'll make this bigger. So that won't matter either. I guess I should have sacked the Skin Witch. I just kind of played that hastily. Muldrotha will get it all back anyway, but... It was one of those spots where it's like everything we were doing was was pretty good. 4, 5, 6, 7 doesn't allow us to cast anything else. We could just, but I'm gonna, yeah, we'll Muldrotha now. It's not amazing on this board, but we get it for sure. So let's do that. And we don't have a 1-mana artifact, so yeah, nothing to cast here. This now feels well in hand. I'm trying to figure out the bombs in black-green that could actually threaten this position. Exactly. If we keep 1 mana up, I just don't see how we lose here. So I'm just going to start the attacks, actually. With Candle, this is fine. Like, what are you going to do? Unless they do something amazing. And again, if they do, we have Soul Salvage, sack it, get it all back. Like, it just feels very free to... Yeah, I'm with you, Oppo. I don't think you had a chance. Well, my if I were on LR and were asked to come up with the one-word sentence or the one sentence to summarize the format, what I've always gone to with Dominaria is survive until you can recur value. Never has there been a poster. Well, that's the thing. Not even never. This is just yet another poster child of that philosophy in action. Survive until you can recur value. So I've had a lot of coffee today. I need another bio break. I'll be right back. Hang tight and we'll see if we can get to... Hi everybody, thanks for waiting. Let's get back to it. All right, closing in on 5 wins. 5 wins is my happy place. I love making it to 5 wins on best of 1. You've almost made it break even, and hard to argue and be disappointed with pulling off 5 wins. So hopefully we get there after this game. It's a fine start towards it. Play a 3-1. Go for it. 3-1. I'll still kill it. And with Divination, we'll go with Arcanist instead of the more powerful, literally, power Evangel. Yeah, 5 wins is effectively break even plus given the gold grind. Nice. With Divination and Fungal. We already have both targets for Mirari, so we could do that on 5 if we wanted. We are going to... Let's see. Well, we could play Evangel and set up a pretty early Torgar, but they're playing colors that can just kill it. Like, if they have removal, they have removal, and it doesn't matter that Torgar is huge. Like, if they were green-red, rushing out Torgar would seem like a great strategy to me because they'd be hard-pressed to deal with a big fatty early, but these colors will or they won't, you know? So yeah, let's just Divination. Second Infection. And we could use it, but I don't think it's necessarily worth killing the Skittering Surveyor for. So I'm going to just let this go. We'll save the Infection. I think it'll be more useful later. Although, again, it could help us with a really fast Torgar. Maybe that is worth it. And if so, I missed the block, but it should still just do it if I want to do that. So we're going, because we can go Infection and then turn 4 Torgar, put them to 10. I think that's worth it. Let's do it. Let's make him have it. I should have killed the Surveyor. My bad. But I'm not going to compound my mistake by just not doing the play. I'm just going to realize that I came up with my play moments too late. And we could Torgar for 2, but it doesn't really get us anything, since we'd just be left with blue mana anyway. So let's do it. I kind of think Torgar will die, but it's nice to say, have it. You got to use your removal right now. Not a bad follow, gotta say. We have a nice option over here, though. We could just Vicious Offering the Jozu. Let's see if 4, 5, 6... They may try to double block and take out Torgar, so let's see if they'll do that first. I don't really care if we sack the Arcanist or the Evangel, so I'm actually going to not play the Evangel, and, well, we could, like, what gets Oppo to block the way we want more is the question. I guess Evangel is, but here's the thing, if they don't block at all, I want to Conjecture, so that's why I'm not going to. I'm going to give up the Arcanist if we need to, so that I can Conjecture afterwards. If they choose not to do this. If they choose not to try and take out Torgar. I get it, but I'm not worried about blocking. Doesn't matter to me. See, I like this, because now they've chosen to do this line instead, and we can go with Conjecture. And if they'd gone for the double block, we had that play as well. All right, well, now it requires 2 cards, but it'll be worth it. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Still works, though. Next turn, that is. Kind of happy to have them use their Infection here. Well, if we are sure we're going to find a land, we could Divination here. But if we don't find a land, we've almost punted the game. So I'm not going to bother. I think if we just resolve, if we manage this board state, we'll be fine. So I'm not going to get risky. We should just do this. Let's see. We want to go Fungal Infection on there. fungus. Oh, wait, sorry. Never mind. I almost screwed that up. I remembered that this is what we need to do. This is why it takes 2. We're going to go here. And then here. Did I scare ya? Anybody get heart palpitations there? Got to watch out for soul salvage, but we're going to apply some pressure here. I'm sure they'll chump with their 1/1. Next turn we draw 8, and then discard down to hand size stuff that Muldrotha can get back. Yeah, Drudge Sentinel is not a card I am very fond of. I'm going to leave 2 blue in case we find a counterspell we want to leave up. We could go for another divination and just discard a bunch of stuff and get green next turn, but I think we have card advantage well in hand, right? Let's go for the Skittering Surveyor and a Forest after we attack. And we can keep attacking here. We're at 12. They have 2 cards, but not a lot of pressure, and we're going to add a Surveyor that we are fine dying anyway because we want to get it back with Muldrotha. So we're gonna we'd put Surveyor in front of their Sentinel, make them use mana. Okay, they spent a whole card just to gain 7. I love it when Oppo spends a card to gain 7 life. Muldrotha Mirari Conjecture, how broken is that? Because Muldrotha deals with all the permanents, and then Mirari Conjecture gets all the instants and sorceries, and you're covered. Yeah, this is not a good card. It sometimes does some stuff, but overall, not great. I'm just going to Muldrotha. I'll make him block and regen. New school regeneration, indestructible. Man, I wish I could have got, you know, like, indestructible is so much better than regeneration as a mechanic. I wish I could go back to 1992 sometimes and tell Richard to try indestructible instead of regeneration. Mike wants to hold back to block. Interesting. Yeah, I suppose they are just sitting. We knew they were going to do that. That's fair. But I feel like they are going to be hard pressed to attack next turn anyway. We could not play Muldrotha if you're worried. We could just settle it. Yeah, I don't know if it accomplishes much. I don't think it mattered. It was pretty irrelevant either way, I think. I suppose there's more risk to me doing that than reward. All right. Yeah, that was my thinking. Well, let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have? Oh, we just drew Zahid though. Well, if you put out Air Blocker, that should be good enough. That's what I was thinking. We could play Skitters and play Zahid off Skitters, which is a little better. And it gets us another land in hand, you know. Wow, I didn't check. I trusted auto tap there, but it worked out. Now I can send the big guy, right? I mean, if I send this, I'm happy if they block with anything, right? Go for it. Yeah, go for it. What are you going to do? Not only, yeah, they chump or take 7, and even if they decided to kill it, we just have Muldrotha to get it back. Even if they have removal for Zaid, we're not dead. We have Settle to survive the follow-up. Yeah, they're done for. All right, we did it. We got to 5 wins. That one was pretty clean and easy. This deck is sweet. I'm glad we picked up some extra wins to extend the play. If we'd had, you know, we started out, I think, 1-2 even. Do we get 1-2? Anyway, we were definitely 2-2. And at that point, I was thinking, man, I hope we get a few more games out of this, because this deck is sweet. Muldrotha's decks are sweet. And we're getting to experience it a little bit, so that's great. It's like they know, Razor. All right, this is a fine hand. 2 lands of our main colors with a divination in case we miss on 3, and we have Vicious Offering if they are off to a super fast start. And instant and sorcery in hand for the conjecture as well. Looks great. Kind of looks like it, 30-pound knight. May need to use this here offering earlier than we'd normally like with the opening on Sparring Construct. Let's see where they go with it. Uh-huh. Not a lot of black-white aggro decks use auras, and some of them use stuff that could protect an Honor Guard from Vicious Offering, so that's the question. Miles is exploring that now. Fired off now so they don't have pump. I mean, they could have, it's the +2/+2 indestructible that we would end up trading for. That wouldn't be the worst thing to trade for, but we want to save life here, so we're going to go ahead and trade our offering for this Honor Guard. Mike liked going for it, and see, yeah, here we could have made him waste some mana by waiting on their turn, but we had our reasons. Those were the choices we were debating between. I'm fine with where we ended up. That was a costly turn for them to spend the whole turn doing that anyway. And we get Divination into Omnivore next turn. And this is nice too. That's some trouble. Our Wizard's Retort is a little bit late here. We're not dead yet, though, but this could be trouble. Could be trouble. Let's play Omnivore because we can, as opposed to Infection. We have Omnivore or Infection Retort, but Infection Retort doesn't make sense to me. We Omnivore, and then Infection can be a surprise way to make Omnivore a 5/5 that Oppo's not necessarily expecting. So we may be able to get them with an attack into our apparently empty board, and suddenly their Ariel is a 3/3 and our Omnivore is a 5/5, or their, you know. So yeah, we're no blocks here. Staring to make sure we're not doing anything other. So what I'm going to do is play the island and then pass really fast and stay back on D and hope they fall for it. We're just hoping they fall for it. Start here, see what they do with that. I don't know. I should have blocked the 2/2. I'm just focused on this Ariel play, I guess. I was thinking the Saproling, it was a mistake. I should have prevented 2. Absolutely. Just a mistake. I do those. Oh, yeah. Well, blocking 2/2 prevents 2 points of damage. That's all. It's a 2-point damage mistake. And we're at 10 life, so we don't want to, you know, it's not nothing. So we could go Soothsayer or Retort or Conjecture, get back something to just kill it outright anyway. We have to take this next turn. We're at 9. I don't think they can get us dead next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and take this turn for Conjecturing. And question is, do we want Offering or Infection? It's not 100% clear given the Omnivore. Might even want that counterspell. No, we want Removal, and I guess we want Offering. It's just better. It's better overall, but this, you know, it's twice the price. That's not nothing. Offering without fodder is a little better. -2 is a little better. But I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten hung up on casting cost and I should have taken the -1/-1. Maybe a little more flexible with this mana. I kind of went with my draft pick ranking, you know. Oh, yeah? I think it's better now. Yikes. Yipe. The reason that we wanted to take Vicious Offering is that if they have some major bomb, we're going to want to make sure we have an answer to it. I said that. Didn't you hear me say that before Lyra showed up? I was totally thinking that. I was totally thinking that. Now, do we just... Yeah, I guess we just Offering away the Surveyor here. I'm going to wait for blocks, though. I'm going to take that much of a risk. I mean, it is a risk. If they have something for Lyra, we could regret that, but Fenrir just wants to do it now when it's safe. Okay, but then I'm going to trade Omnivore for the Knight. So that's my new plan, then. Crab Moscow wanted to be greedy. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Because we have Muldrotha to get Omnivore back, we can make that trade. Yeah, maybe I should have traded Omnivore last turn, Miles. You're not wrong. I think I'm like one turn late on deciding I should just trade Omnivore for the Knight token. Let's Divinate, and then we'll keep Befuddle around to not take any damage next turn. We could just play... I mean, I guess Zahid does not block and kill Partic Wanderer, though, with a short sword. So I'm going to get some cards now. I mean, I guess we could play Muldrotha. Think it through, Ryan. You're probably going to get another Lance. We have 4 if we want to do 4. Maybe we'll get Candle. It doesn't matter. Let's do it. We're not going to play Slimefoot or Muldrotha this turn, so I'm going to do it this way. Okay, cool. We can take Candle. Let's surprise him with Candle. We have to discard down, though, huh? All right, I'm going to play the Candle. Never mind on the surprise. We'll do this. And then... Yeah, I could have just done Fungal. Maybe I should have done Fungal. We'll see where they... But the thing is, with double Befuddle, we're not really taking damage here significantly. We take 1 damage. Oh, right, it's not double. Never mind. So we take 3 damage. That's not the best. Somehow I was thinking I got double through my next turn. So yeah, I should definitely have Fungaled, but at least I was thinking I had a reasonable line. This is far more risky than I want to be. But it was, at least I had a reason. Now if they have like Adamant and they kill us, I'll feel bad, but that's just my own brain. That's my brain doing its thing. Let's see if we... Okay, not punished. We can come back from this. Maybe. So... Now, for 4 mana, we get Zahid. For 3 mana, we get Slimefoot. And for 1 mana, we get Infection. And then that's enough. Oops. Yeah, we're okay here. They could have some pretty devastating draws, but overall we're okay here. All right, we expected that. And we're gonna infect it down to size. And then we get to eat this, and chump this. Now we're going to Candle here. That's going to take, what, 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That leaves us with 3. Can't do anything with the 3. So there's nothing else to do, but we will let's take out the Phantom. Well, if they draw a historic spell, yeah, we can also just make saps to chump. That's fair. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Could even do that and make a sap chump. Let's pass. Yeah, I guess we can also Soothsayer and then start sacking the saps. All right, I'm in. Chumping gets us out of low life range. All right, well, that's pretty good. Ooh, Adamant Will is the tough part there. Don't know if we have time to Muldrow, though. We need to activate this for 6. Yeah, we're just gonna sit back here. Beyond Candle, Sap. What they're probably trying to do here is get us to use up the candle to not die, figuring that they can then save it with Adamant Will, and then it'll be trouble next turn. And it will, but we do get to get candle back. And then we still have Zahid. Yeah, we might be in trouble, but we're taking our shots. Hey! Wow, we are lucky. But we're not going to complain either. And we can sack a sap to gain a life, so let's do that. Four, we get 3 more. Yeah, okay. Well, we could get Muldrow then now if we are, except if they draw, Yeah, I guess we can play Muldrow, because they can't really beat us next turn, right? I mean, if they draw more pump or whatever, but they can't beat us on board. Even if they have the historic spell to pump Sarah, then they have a 2/2 and a 2/2. They throw the sword on one place or another. Zahid blocks the sworded one, and we go to 1. And so they would need another way to add power to the board. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Yeah, removal beats us, but But if, you know, let's make him draw it. I think they have to just draw it. Well, Oppo missed some lines. I miss lines all the time. Let's try and take advantage of somebody else missing a line for once. Well, did they have it? I don't know what this is about, but of course we're blocking. Hey, Lord Tupperware, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We are at 5 wins, trying to make it to 6. We've got a sweet, grindy Muldrotha deck. And, man, there's a million things we can do. Let's see, we could take Mirari Conjecture to settle the score back. Oh, no, it's instant first, right? Jeez. Let's cast... Let's start by casting our Jin. And that's an acceptable alternate cost they've got going. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because now I can't candle, but yeah, we can just conjecture. Let's conjecture. Conjecture seems fine. And we can take a Vicious Offering and be ready for the troubles. And I'm not going to bother with anything else, and I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Do we want to kill this now? We can wait, right? In case of pump. But then but what pump? We sack a sap and we get -5, -5. No pump saves that. We didn't do creature. We did enchantment. So we haven't even done a creature this turn. Oh, wait, it did. That is weird. Why did it allow me... Didn't we cast Zahid off creature? I don't know. Probably is wrong. That is super weird. Yeah, maybe so. Artifacts and alternate cost. Some weird narrow case bug. Do we offer now? No, I guess we wait, because if we can wait till chapter 3, we get to get them both, right? So we wait. No rush. Take settle. We're at 11 cards. Do have to start winning at some point, but I think I'll start winning after we chapter 3 conjecture and destroy their entire board. Yeah, we can just make tokens even. Like, let's see, creature and artifact. If we do that, we could get skitters, and that's literally the only thing there. Oh, omnivore. Maybe get skitters at least. Yeah, candle rebuy is interesting. We could do that now. Already used the artifact though this time, so we'll just keep it up this time. But that's a good call, Ober. We can just sit here. This is where this deck just has a million ways to close it out at the end of a game like this, and we just gotta not die. So yeah, we could candle though. I like candling, Mike. I mean, we have Muldrotha. We're just gonna rebuy it. Let's take it out. We come close. Let's see. Do we just win? Let's start by settling and figure it out. Or start by vicious no kicker even. One, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yep. Oh, Siloe. Well, let's see. We have Thalid Soothsayer, so worst case, they go for like Mildrotha, and we're still fine here. Let's see where they go with it. We might not have them lethal here, but this is not even a problem. Soul Salvage might cause him to scoop by itself. Oh, right, we get 2 Soul Salvages. We're going to just decline to do the second one. And I would Divination, but we might just lose to drawing too many cards, so we'll play a Muldrotha out instead. Yeah, Omnivore is fine, too. But what do they... I mean, they need a Sweeper. Yeah, like, it didn't matter... All right. Climbed back. We were 1-2, right? Did we go from 1-2 to 6-2? I think we went 1-2 to 6-2. Yeah, Oppo gave us that one, but we've given away some games, so this is one of the times where we got one back. And, you know, we've made it to 6 wins, and you know what that means, right? No blue yet, but we'll get there. I'm going to keep this. This is fine. We have any land gets us an Omnivore on 4. Maybe that's not the finest, but we're going first, so I'm going to be greedy. I think I might throw this back on the play against the possible aggro, but on the draw, or on the draw, I mean, but on the play, I'm going to keep this. Queen wants some thunder. All right, found our blue. Wow, coming up Millhouse. Turn 4 Zaid. We're gonna ask Oppo a question, and that question is, do you have hard removal? They're black. I'm prepared for Zahid to die here, but we're gonna make him have it. There you go. Common spell. I mean, it's not a surprise, but you gotta make him have it. And we have recursion for later. It's one of my least favorite dudes, but we're gonna go... Oh, I was gonna... Yeah, we'll still offer it. I'll go Befuddle here if they want to do the block. Skin Witch if they don't. Yeah, we could Skin Witch next turn. It would probably be a little bit better of a witch, but they might witch us. I'm going to witch them first. And then if they witch us, we have Befuddle Island to pitch. Oh, yeah, if they block. Yeah, yeah. That was my idea. We Befuddle if they want to block, and we witch if they don't. Haha, see, I told you. I knew what was coming. But we have a pretty straightforward pitch here. Ooh, and we get the recovery play. Nice. Do it this way, find any land. We still have settle. Not that I want to use it on either of these. Oh, sure. Yeah, we are on the 6-2 all the marbles game. Ooh, maybe I should have just settled because I don't want to get double witched. Second skin witch would be really nasty here, but we'll see. Yeah, they had it. What are you going to do? Yeah, I thought of that too late, but really, against the black decks, you do just want to cast your stuff. You're going to get witched. We're still in a solid spot, though. We have a candle for their Confessor, and I'm going to sit back on D now, though. Well, no, we have candle for their Confessor. I'm not. I'm going to make them come up with something else. But really too bad. We could have a dead Confessor and basically no other difference to our reality if I just played it. But, you know, that's also 2020. If they had not had a second witch, we'd be happy to have that in hand. It's just something to think about. Always be wary of the witches around here, around these parts. And black is not likely to pump. We don't want to let this get into combat. This is such a mana-hungry deck. I'm reticent to hold lands, though. We have divination. We have 2 divinations. We have Muldrotha. We have so much mana sink in this deck that it's really hard to hold lands with this particular strategy. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I think the only thing that could help them here is that attacks +3/+3 to an attacker. So I want to do that before attacks. That's what Mike was talking about as well. Woof. All right. They only got the 1 back, though, so that's pretty good. And ours gets bigger. Theirs doesn't. Hey, buddy. I just got hasty with that. I should have attacked first. I'm still going to attack. They don't have good blocks. So I guess they actually do have reasonable blocks. Yeah, so I'm not going to... I won't do it. We'll cast... What else is in here? All right, we'll cast Blood Tallow now, and then we get Zahid back next turn. So we'll hold it. And it didn't even matter if... oh, was there... Oh, yeah, I should... No, I played a land. I think I played... Well, maybe I missed that. Sorry, I may have missed a land. How many are in here, though? Yeah, too bad. All right, we'll not forget this time. We'll do a land here. We can even serve... Let's see. 1... Go... let's go Skittles attack, and then Omnivore has a good attack. And we still have Candle. Yeah, I'm going to presume blank. And Desperation Candle if I'm wrong. Not really. He's up, D. Jeez. Guy misses one Muldrotha land drop and suddenly I'm playing punty. Don't forget my magic powers. Hovering right over that mute button. Just time you out right now. Almost made you a mod instead, though. Looks like they got something, but we got this candle, so I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go for them. Yeah, that's true. I guess if they've got all that, but that's still good for us, though, right? We're still fine here. But yeah, maybe I was greedy to attack with Muldrotha. I should have considered, but they it was a top deck that had to be exactly -2/-2 with kicker, right? So if they got that, I guess they got us. And maybe they still have it and they're going to do it now. I'm not sure what's going on, but now, well, whatever. We'll cast Zahid, and if they kill Muldrotha, we'll get him with Zahid. Even if we'd responded, they had this play. I guess we make them sack or something. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they didn't force that during combat, because then I wouldn't have the Zahid play, but we'll take it. They're still obviously in dire straits here. Probably just going to scoop. I mean, they need something. Yeah, we win. Yay, we win. Yeah, it was probably, I didn't think through all the common removal. It was just so unlikely because they were empty-handed. Like, there's only one card in their colors that could really mess us up there, and that was what they drew, and they had to draw it. So that just, it was hyper unlikely. But maybe we were in a spot where we had such a lock on the game that we shouldn't even have taken that risk. So yeah, but that's the other thing, right, Miles? If they put all of their effort into killing Muldrotha, we just win from there anyway. But I think I probably shouldn't have, because with Muldrotha alive, they can't do anything. I just didn't really think of the -5/-5. But yeah, we went 1-2 to 7-2. And I'm glad our sweet deck found its groove and got there to max wins. And we are rolling on the Dominaria drafts. Right on. I'll go to soapbox mode. We're going to say thank you for hanging out with us, YouTubers. Thank you for everybody for hanging out. I'm glad Muldrotha got us to 7. That was a sweet deck. I'm glad it worked out. And you see how I approach this format. There were multiple times. This could have ended 1-3, folks. We could have gotten a little bit unlucky and have said, man, that was a sweet-looking deck that went 1-3. What happened? You know, but we got lucky and turned a corner, and then the quality of our deck overcame the looseness of my play. So, nice. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube before we find a place to raid. See ya, YouTube.